The last thing I heard before the world inside me went silent was his laughter, sharp, cruel, echoing through the conference room as he shredded my years of work in front of everyone. My hands trembled, my face burned, but I swallowed every word I wanted to scream. That day, I learned that silence could hurt more than shouting. And one day, my silence would be the weapon that ended him. Ethan Grayson had been my mentor, my friend, my biggest supporter, or so I thought. We'd worked late nights together, shared secrets over cheap coffee, and celebrated small victories like they were world championships. But when the company's biggest project was ready to launch, he stole my work. Every word of my presentation, every strategy one had bled over for months. He took it, put his name on it, and pitched it to the board as if I had never existed. I sat in the meeting room, my chest tight, as he made small corrections to my ideas, pretending they were his. And then came the final blow. This, he said to the board, looking directly at me with a smirk, is why I can't trust everyone on my team. Some people just don't deliver. The room erupted in polite laughter, and I felt my dignity burn to ash. I wanted to scream. I wanted to fight. But instead, I just sat there, stone-faced, silent. My silence wasn't weakness. It was the beginning of my plan. I didn't quit. That would have been too easy for him. No, I stayed. I worked longer hours, did more than I was asked, but never gave him anything worth stealing. I let him grow comfortable in his arrogance, blind to the trap I was laying. For months, I gathered every shred of proof I could find. Emails, recordings, financial discrepancies. I learned his habits, his secrets, the people he owed favors to, and the debts he couldn't pay. I didn't confront him. I didn't gossip. I smiled when he passed my desk, nodded in meetings, even congratulated him on his successes. My silence wrapped around him like a noose, tightening with every lie he told. But revenge has a cost. People around me noticed the change. Friends stopped inviting me out. My family said I was becoming cold. I told myself it was worth it. That when the day came, they'd understand. The opportunity came during the company's annual shareholders meeting, a public stage bigger than anything I could have imagined. Ethan was at the podium, smooth and confident, charming everyone like always. That's when I made my move. I released everything. Emails proving he'd stolen my work, documents showing he'd siphoned company funds, recordings of him mocking shareholders in private. My timing was perfect. The information spread like wildfire before he could even finish his speech. I didn't say a single word to him. I just stood at the back of the room, arms crossed, and watched as his empire crumbled in real time. His voice faltered, his hands shook, and for the first time since I'd known him, he was silent. The board escorted him out. His career was over. I should have felt victorious. But as I walked out of that building for the last time, the applause in my head was gone. All I heard was nothing. Just the same silence I'd lived in for months. It wasn't sweet anymore. It was empty. Moral of the story. When you live for revenge, you may win the war, but lose the peace you were fighting for.